Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Doris, your favorite stretch practitioner from Cloud9 Recovery, and I'm here with my friend, my model friend, LILLIAN PARHAM. Let's get started. Okay, I'm actually really excited. Okay, so LILLIAN, I feel like you are, I said it earlier, a local celebrity. Like, I feel like everyone knows your face. Everyone knows, like, who you are. I feel like your pictures have been everywhere. Photographers post you everywhere. Organizations and other platforms and businesses post you everywhere. What is that like? Walk us through. What is that like?
It's kind of surreal sometimes because I don't know, like it's weird because I'll like be places and people will be like, "Oh my God, Lily!" Like we went out to eat for my sister's birthday the other day, and we walked in and this girl was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was just like kind of confused. And then later on, she came up to me and she was like, "I remember meeting you at this mall a few like years ago." She said I came up to her and said I liked her outfit, and she was like, "I always follow your pictures and stuff like that." And so whenever stuff like that happens, it's kind of like I don't know. I kind of feel like I get imposter syndrome. Or it's kind of like, am I really like? And I don't call myself a celebrity because you always have those people that are like, she just thinks she's like
All that.
I never want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of I don't know. It's very surreal. Like
I feel like with jobs and like different platforms like modeling, for example, I think people feel as though, especially with the day and age of social media, that if you portray yourself a certain way on social media, like that is who you are, like that is like I am this, I am that. And I think your pictures are very glamorous. One thing about you, you're gonna have a good photo. She's going to post a good photo. I'm like, yes, eats, right? But I think like people probably don't match up LILLIAN, the personality, which you're sweet, you're sweet as pie, sweetest person ever, versus LILLIAN, the like bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I can see that, especially with modeling.
because I've met people that thought I was gonna be mean, like just based on how I look at like how I am on social media. Like they're like, "Wow, I thought you were gonna be like a bitch," and like you're not. And I'm just like, oh no, like, and so many people, even people I ended up being friends with, they were like, yeah, like I was intimidated because I thought you were gonna be one way and you're really the complete opposite. So,
Down to earth,
I think
truly.
like you said, like social media versus how you actually are. Like you don't know these people. You don't know how they actually are. So
Yeah.
they act a certain way on social media.
It does not
That's
try.
how they are.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So what is your day-to-day modeling? Like get ready with LILLIAN. What does that look like?
So it depends. Like, okay, so I do a lot of shoots for Belk. And usually with that, you have to come with your hair done and your makeup, just in case the makeup artist isn't there. So I'll usually have to get up early because I have to be there by 8, and it's about 30 minutes from where I live. So I get up about 6, get ready. If I didn't take a shower the night before, I'll take one in the morning, do my skincare routine, and then I'll do my makeup. It's usually quick because they want
Flawless skin, by the way. Flawless.
genetics.
Amen.
But they want it to be like natural makeup, so it's usually like a light base of foundation.
Right.
And then no lashes, just mascara, stuff like that. If it's a shoot that's a little bit more glam, then I might have to actually do my hair.
Yeah.
I have a wig. I have a bunch of wigs for that. But I have one that looks like my hair because I don't see the point in me constantly having to do my hair when Belk doesn't even have your face in it. Like it's just
True.
nose down.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to give my hair damage just to take a picture that my hair is not the focal.
That makes sense. So in terms of like, I know for some shoots, and I know this, you have to do some of your own glam, which is normal. Is there any preference? Do you prefer to do your own glam, or do you like when you go to on sets and they have a makeup team?
I like when I go somewhere and they have it because usually I have to do it myself. Especially when I was starting out collabs and stuff, I would always have to do my own makeup, and it's always nice when other people do my makeup. Plus, I kind of get like makeup tips. And I just get to see how other people do my makeup. Sometimes it makes me a little bit nervous if the makeup artist is not one of us. I have to be a little bit concerned.
That was my next question. I'm not gonna lie. How do you? Okay, I know that's a big thing. Who is the artist? There's an artist. She, oh my God, not an artist. She's an actress. But basically, she was crying on set one day because there was a black woman on her set doing her hair and makeup.
What are you talking about? Cat Graham?
Yes.
Yes. I knew
Yes.
you were talking, I was like, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
She cried, and I saw that video, and I was like, wow. And the way that the lady was just so comforting and just inviting to her, I was like, that is different.
I got emotional watching that too.
Yes, because
it does make a difference.
it really does.
I always get excited, and I always tell them, I'm like I was
There's,
excited.
oh
when
my
I found
God,
your
like you look like me.
I feel like makeup artists is kind of like, okay, like, I've met a lot of makeup artists who are Hispanic or white that do black makeup, but I feel like hair is still kind of a
Taboo.
yeah, because they're teaching them now more because they're being more inclusive.
Right.
But still, like every once in a while, you just never know what to expect. Especially since I don't have the hair that a lot of people think I do.
Right.
Like I don't have the loose ringlets. Like I have 4B like kinky hair.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to do your hair often. So that makes it a little bit nerve-wracking. But
I can imagine. I do appreciate how you are. One thing about you go put a wig on. And in the best way. Like, it's not like, it's no shade to whoever is supposed to do your hair or anything, but you're just like, no, like, I'm just throw this wig on right quick. And it works. Like, your portraits, I'll have to show my mom because she's probably gonna be like, what is she talking about? Her portraits, like, gorgeous, stunning. My favorite one of you is the hair campaign. The hair care product, I can't remember what the product is, but it was very floral. You had a red dress on. Oh.
And I actually didn't get any pictures back from that.
Oh.
Because when I asked, like, because I think you met Taylor before too. There was other, yeah. When we went to go ask, like, for the pictures, they said that we would have to pay the photographer for them. And I was just like, okay, so I just screenshotted the pictures you can see from the video.
Which Berto's probably shaking his head because, like, photographers hate when you do that.
Yeah,
but
for me, it was like they paid us for like the shoot, but we were under the impression that we would be getting the video and pictures back because they told us that. Only for them to then kind of switch up later on and then tell us like, oh, if you guys want the pictures, you're gonna have to talk to the photographer about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I kind of thought that this was and I think
exchange.
they also kept us longer than we were supposed to be there too.
Yeah.
It was like in South Carolina. So it was just kind of like, y'all can't at least give us like a few pictures. That was more so like my thing. But I do love that shoot.
I feel like there's always a lot of talk with models in the industry about how, like, I wouldn't say the word mistreatment because, but I feel like models maybe get the latter end of the stick. It's not really like we're just there to be poked and prodded and just be, clothes hangers essentially. So is there anything that you're like, I really wish this could change, or I really can't wait to see this growth in the industry?
Well, besides the obvious of like inclusivity, because I feel like we're going in the right directions. Like you're seeing a lot more black models and women of color, but I still think it's not as much. And I think that when they do, they're usually ones that fit a certain
mold.
So if you notice, a lot of the dark skinned models have like their hair shaved off.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's kind of intentional for certain things, like why they do that. And then if they are like another black model, they usually go for the ones that have like hair like this, or like the looser curls.
Yeah.
And not so much like my hair texture.
Yeah.
So I'm not usually wearing my hair out a lot because it's not really what's accepted. So I feel like acceptance with hair textures, like rather than the ones that are most popular, the ones that kind of took over the natural hair movement, I feel like that would be helpful. And for sure, I think adding more people of color to these teams, like having more of them on set, or like out in the agencies or stuff, I think would definitely help. But it would also help us feel more comfortable. Like,
of course.
They know about our hair.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much easier to talk to people like us because they kind of know and they can kind of field some of those questions. Like, oh, do you think that she could get her hair like this? Do you think she could do this? Rather than because not everybody really knows the intricacies of what we have to do with our hair. Like, which is
still to me always like, what? Because I feel like we've been talking about hair forever. Like my mom will even talk about like, oh yeah, like back in the day, she doesn't have like my hair, your hair. Her hair's a little bit looser and curl pattern, but she would say back in the day, they would look at her hair like, what do we do with this? Like, what is this? And she's mixed. She's a biracial woman, black and Puerto Rican, half and half. And her hair is super cute, curly when she was younger. She had it always like in braids or something. But she was like, they would look at me like, what are we doing? Like, how do you touch this? What do we do? I just think it's like we've been having these conversations, so why haven't we taken leaps to make them better?
You see that like my mom had the same thing happen to her. She was taking my brother to go get a haircut, and it was like one of those a salon in the barbershop. And when she walked in, she said the lady's face, she just looked horrified. And she was like, no, we can't do your hair. My mom's like, I'm not even here for my hair. I'm here for my son. But it was just to see someone have such a like reaction like that, a strong reaction to doing your hair. It's so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Like, you should be able to go anywhere and you could get your hair done. That's not the case.
It's not. It's not. But what I will say is I do appreciate, I'm always on curly hair TikTok. So I do appreciate the girlies that are there to, you know, give us some insight, give some tips. There's even a lot of like white creators that know about curly hair. And I'm like, I trust them more than I trust somebody else that probably, you know, is black, but they doing their thing. So, you know, it's a little.
Plus, I feel like a lot of black hairstylists lately, like the prices and like their
Child,
customer service. I'm always seeing horror stories on TikTok and Twitter about people experiencing such bad things with hairstylists. Like, I'm just like, wow, like I'm glad I do my own hair because I can't imagine like this is what y'all are going through.
We're charging $350 for small knotless waist length braids, but you got to come with your hair washed and blow dry. You have to come with it a certain texture because God forbid you have more of a kinky texture.
The thickness charge or the length
The length charge, thickness. I'm like, ladies. And then not only that, you're also unprofessional because I'm calling you, asking you, hey, do I need to bring the hair? Do you bring the hair? It's crazy. My mom cracks me up because she's always like, yeah, I didn't realize how much like hair and stuff costs. Like how much that, well, your girl, that stuff is expensive.
That's why I don't get my hair done. Like, but also because with modeling, like I don't want to put braids in that cost $300, and then my agency's like, hey, can you
and you gotta take them
out? And like, I mean, I can say no, but then I miss out on that job.
Yeah.
So that's why like my protective styles are wigs because I can. Oh, you need my hair out? I'm gonna just pop this up and I can wear my hair out versus spending $300-$400 on a protective style that I might have to take out the next day.
Yeah, and I would cry.
I would. That's why
real people tears.
Like the last protective style I had that was like that, I did myself. It was faux locks, and that was before I was signed. So
yes, I remember that.
3 months. Yeah. But now I don't think I would be able to keep them in for that long. Like,
so you went from being an independent model to signing with an agency. Not which one do you prefer? Because I think I already know the answer to that. But what are some pros and cons to both?
So I would say I'm gonna start with independent. So when you're an independent model, you have complete control over you as like a model. Like it's your brand. Like you have this final say of what shoots you do and all of that. So I feel like that's a really big pro, and like I can kind of do my hair however I want it. But on the flip side, when it comes to being an independent model, I feel like a lot of people in the business kind of take advantage of you. Or they don't want to pay what you're worth.
Correct.
I actually just had this conversation with a male model. He's not signed, and he said he did a fashion show. And
I think I know who you're talking about.
Versus?
Never mind.
No? Okay.
I thought, we'll talk.
He said that he did the fashion show, and he was talking to the models, and they were telling him how much they got paid, and it was way more than what he got paid. But it's because they're signed to an agency. Ooh. I know, I felt that pop.
You good?
I felt good.
Good.
Yeah, they're signed to an agency. Not so agencies will advocate for you. Like that's the thing that I think I enjoy the most. I kind of got tired like fielding questions
fighting
and then having to fight for my worth, like telling you a price and then you're like, oh well, can you do this? Like no, I said this. So with agencies, like now I'm just happy. I'm like, hey, email my agent at this if you're interested in booking me. And then a lot of times they don't say anything back. You don't hear back from them because they don't want to pay you what you're worth. So I feel like that's the biggest pro of being signed to an agency. You have someone that's advocating for you. They want what's best for you because it's also what's best for them too.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
As much as you succeed is as much as they'll succeed too. But yeah, I think being an independent model is good, especially like you're starting out. And there are quite a few that are successful just being independent. For me, I'd rather have that person behind me, and then also. It kind of keeps you from getting scammed for certain things because I've almost been scammed before. Like, I had this email and it was from Under Armour, and like, I'm pretty good at seeing if something's fake, but I actually thought this was real. Like, they even went as far to send me like a check. But I'm so grateful I have my mom because my mom is very.
Shout out to the momagers.
And she was like, She's like, don't cash that check yet. She was like, call the bank, ask them about it. Call the bank. They're like, no, like that's not. So my mom's like, probably what would have happened is I would have deposited it, and then they would have gotten the money. Like, I would have had the money in my account. Yeah. So I'm so grateful that my mom is kind of because I was like, ooh, like because I think this is like would have been like a bigger check for me.
How much was the check?
I think it was like I want to say like $1,500, $1,600.
My brother, that happened to my brother.
Really?
He got a check, or he got a message from somebody, an email or something from somebody saying, Under Armour, I believe, and they were like, oh yeah, you could be our influencer. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, he's a DJ, so what is he influencing for Under Armour? Like, he doesn't really post content, he doesn't do, and my parents had to tell him, hey, wait.
Yeah, there's
this ain't real.
The other red flag was, I think they were telling me that I think they were gonna find like a stylist in the area, and I would have to. They're like, we'll send you all the money, and then you give a portion of it to the stylist.
Right.
And it's like, my mom's like, why are you paying someone that they're employing for this job? I'm like, you know, you're right. Like, but I was just so excited that I would have probably just gone ahead and deposited it if it wasn't for the fact that my mom was like, hold on, and she does it often for me. I'm so grateful. She's like, take a step back. Let's think about this. Like,
take a moment.
She's very skeptical. She's like, what's this? Like, why did they say that? Like, oh, they misspelled that. Like, she's on it. So
come on, Mom.
To have that. So yeah, like I said, shout out to the mom.
All right, we got a break. Cause you said 2 minutes, right? Did you say 2 minutes? Oh. No, I saw 2. That's why I was like, oh, me too. I was like, 2 minutes? Oh, damn. We was getting good. All right, we're back again. Okay, so another question I have for you is, I lost it. Hold on, give me a second, because I was thinking about it when I was walking over there to open the door, and I literally lost it.
Take your time.
I'll be acting slow. Especially when I get to head and neck, I always want to focus, because I feel like I might hurt somebody, so you have to be super focused. That's a good thing, though. Do you see yourself doing, like, what is it called? Like, not supermodel type, like not more than catalog. So what is that called? Because I know there's different runway, but also
like editorial,
couture. Yeah, editorial. Yeah,
for sure. I would love to, like, what you call it? Rihanna's like Savage X Fenty show.
Yes.
I would love to one day walk for her. When I was younger, it was a dream of mine to be a Victoria's Secret angel. And then that kind of got
the irony.
Yeah, so now it's Savage X Fenty, so I would love to do that. I love doing runway too. It's just I'm clumsy. I'm always really open about that. I'm really clumsy, and although I haven't had any like issues with runway, I'm always nervous that when I'm like on the runway that I'm just gonna break an ankle or I'm gonna fall or something, and like, you know, those videos go viral, and that would be so embarrassing.
Those poor girls.
I don't know if I could get up and just keep going.
You could.
Like, I'm sure I could, because, like, okay, I ran track when I was younger, and I fell doing hurdles once in a race, and I got up, and I kept running, but it's still, like, I was in pain because I scraped the crap out of my knee, but also it's embarrassing. So it's like, I don't know, I can't imagine. But I would love to do that. Like, I would love to be on the cover of Vogue. I want to be in all the magazines. I actually would love to get into acting, too. So.
First of all, I could definitely see acting for you. You have the personality for it, for sure. I think also, like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I see you like in the big, like you're gonna be in the big screen. I'm telling you, you're gonna be up there. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know her, y'all. I'm gonna be like, y'all took a picture with her. Back when I used to do the modeling, Charlotte, you know, she's not here no more, but you know, she know me. I'm gonna be doing all of that. I'm just letting you know. So be ready. They're gonna be like, you know, when people get big and all of a sudden you know this part, like that's cousin BB.
Yeah, we was like this.
I promise you, I'm finna be doing all that.
I actually already have like some people like they'll DM me, or like I'll see them out in public, and I'm just like okay, it's cool because it's always like, oh, like I remember you, but a lot of the times it's not people I was particularly close with, so it's kind of like,
like where is it coming from? Yeah, people be showing they behind, but you know, just be weary, just be mindful. I feel like you have a good gift of discernment to know, oh, okay. Like, I know what you're doing. And I feel like you have to in the industry like this because people will easily take advantage.
Also as women, like, because, you know, they always talk about, like, women that are like, oh, you're so pretty, let's be friends. Like,
that is so, and like, that's happened to me before. I'm like.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you just are saying that they're pretty, but that's not the reason why you want to be friends with them, cool. But if the whole reason you want to be friends with someone is because they look good and you think they fit your friendship aesthetic, I don't want it. Like,
That's very weird.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
so for me, whenever
weird.
someone says that, it's already kind of like a
Noted.
raise an eyebrow. Like,
Noted. Arm's length.
like,
Hey, girl.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what made you get into modeling?
Okay, so I've always like loved having my picture taken. My parents, we talked to them, they always called me a ham for the camera.
A ham.
Like my dad, he used to take all of our pictures,
Mhm.
and I'd always be ready, like as soon as the camera's on me, like
Aw.
as soon as, and I still kind of am like that. So I mean, growing up and having my dad always taking pictures, and like he would just use me as like a model, like just to test stuff out. And then growing up, people would always tell me I should get into modeling, but my parents were always really big on education.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, like you need to finish school and all that stuff. So that's why I didn't start modeling until I went off to college, because it kind of like.
But I mean, I think there's something to be said about that, because you're not just pretty.
Yeah.
You're not just, oh, she's so tall, she's so gorgeous. You're not just that. Like, you obviously are very articulate, very well spoken. So let's talk education. Where'd you go to school?
UNCG.
Go Spartans.
Spartans. Yeah. I went to UNCG. I graduated in 2021. Okay, my major is a mouthful, but it was sociology with a concentration in criminology and a minor in psychology.
If you had to do anything that wasn't modeling, what would you do with that?
Probably like therapist. Or
Okay.
something. I used to want to be a social worker
Okay.
for the longest time, but then I kind of did more research, and my boyfriend, his mom, she used to do social work, and I kind of had a conversation with her and just learned that the burnout is real. And I also just kind of thought, like, you kind of have to have that work-life balance and that kind of divider. You can't bring your work home with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be able to have that in that particular profession, because like for me, I just would think about like, what if I have to take someone's child away and then now I have to go home to my children? Like, I would feel so bad. Like,
That's true.
So I'm
Wow,
like,
I never thought about it like
I'm
that.
too emotional, empathetic to be able to do that. Like,
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of like, maybe social work is not the best for me. Also, like, you know, of course, money's not everything, but they don't get paid that much.
That's true. That is true.
Nowadays, you need a certain amount of money to live off of.
To just live, to just breathe air.
Yeah, just to breathe.
Just to breathe,
Just
you
to
need
feed yourself
to make
and-
at least $65,000 a year. It's quite ridiculous, actually. Yeah, I moved back home with my parents. Shout out to
I'm right there with you.
shout out to living with mom, but I plan to get out. I just am like, with what money?
I used to be embarrassed, kind of like telling people like, yeah, I live at home, but now I be like, oh yeah, I live with mom and dad.
Yeah,
Like,
I live right at the crib.
yeah, like I don't even feel bad about it. And people are like, you live with your parents. Like, it's like, I don't see a problem with it. If your parents can help you, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, shout out to mom. And then, you know, I think it's a blessing too that like people don't have that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, people do not have that. People do not have access to their parents the way other people do. So hey, feeling blessed. Tell the people, where are you from? Where were you born? And then where are you from?
So I was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And my dad, he was in the Air Force. So right after my 6th birthday, we moved to Alaska. So
It's the coolest thing ever.
1st to 8th grade, I lived in Anchorage, Alaska. It's absolutely such a beautiful state. Definitely recommend everyone go there at least one time.
So
yeah.
isn't there like something with the lights there? What is that called?
Northern Lights?
Yes. Have you seen that?
Yeah, actually, we got to see it the last year we were there. My dad and I hopped in the car and like we went looking for them, and we actually did get to see them in person.
How often do that happen?
I'm not sure. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure.
I feel like, isn't there like a season of it or something?
I think it usually only happens really in the winter.
Yeah.
It has something to do with, there's some science behind it. I forgot. But I know that the further north you are, I think it's easier when you can find it. But yeah, no, they're really pretty. The other thing people usually think about in Alaska is the fact that in the summertime, it's light outside, like until like 11 o'clock at night. Like it looks like this.
Does your sleep schedule get messed up when you come and visit?
Kind of, because it's weird.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the way that you kind of bypass is they'll get blackout curtains, or you kind of just get used to it. Like, we didn't learn about blackout curtains until we'd already been there for a while.
Yeah.
We'd already been used to it. And then on the flip side, in the in the wintertime, it's dark all the time. So it's a lot of
that is interesting.
There's a lot of depression, and like the suicide rates there are high because of that. Because it's dark all the time. You look outside.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m., but it still looks like midnight.
How many minorities live in Alaska? Is it actually surprisingly more than what we think?
There's more than people think, but it's still like compared to the South, it's not like okay. My elementary and middle school I went to were majority white.
Okay.
So a lot of my friends were white, and a lot of like the guys I had a crush on and stuff were white.
Right.
And they didn't really like black girls.
Hey, it happens.
But when I moved to Virginia for my freshman year of not college, high school, when we moved, I remember getting off the plane in Virginia, and I was like, "Mom, look, there's black people," and she was just laughing at me. But it's like we were never really around.
Oh, exposed to it, you know.
Like other than our family, and then like you, like my best friend is black. But I feel like there's different types of black. So like I feel like the black person you are in Alaska might not be the black person you are like here in the South.
Do you feel like you've changed in terms of that
I think so.
environment?
I've kept like my core traits, but I think I have definitely changed a bit. I can't imagine the type of person I'd be if you say that.
Because you went from first grade to 8th grade in Alaska. That's where you were living. Middle school, honey. Woo!
Yeah.
Everybody hates middle school. Middle school sucks.
Yeah.
I hated middle school. And I think I definitely had a reverse effect. I was exposed to black people, and then slowly but surely as we moved, I was not.
Okay.
So I think that's different.
That's interesting.
So we moved, well, I was born in Silver Spring, Maryland, and we lived in a very astute county. Like it was very much just prominent black people. We had judges and lawyers and dentists and doctors, and in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, truly poppin' city for blacks, right? We was up there. It was a great community too. I mean, you knew everybody. I was in cheer, and my brother was in basketball. I was in football. My mama like knew all the football parents. They knew all the cheerleading parents. Like it was very much a teamwork environment, right? We moved to New Jersey. I don't know what the hell that was. We moved to New Jersey. We moved to New Jersey for 2 years. I'm not sure what was going on over there. I'm not sure what was happening. And you could turn on your side. And that side, facing the camera, yep. And then from New Jersey, we moved to North Carolina. We moved to Waxhaw, which New Jersey, you get.
Okay.
Love Waxhaw, you know, shout out to Waxhaw. I met my core friend group from there, but like, you really had to, it was just it was very culture shocky. That's what I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. It was a culture shock going from Upper Marlboro to, I cheered on an all black team, and then trying to find cheerleading teams in North Carolina.
Cheerleading is different depending on.
It's already not a sport for black people, so it's like trying to, you know, take it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of the cheerleaders. I was friends with cheerleaders in Alaska, and like the type of cheer they do versus like when you go to like black high schools, like even HBCUs, like it's completely different.
Stomp and shake versus like, you know, traditional, what you see on TV. Yeah. It's all the things. So different. But I think that's super cool that you're able to like still be you, still be exposed to what you want to be exposed to. Obviously, I think you obviously have great parents that kept you together. Did you get whoopings?
No. I'm the only one of my siblings that never got whoopings.
Are you the youngest?
I am the youngest.
Oh, that's
but so yeah. But my parents were never really big into it, anyways. So by the time they got to me, they're like, yeah, no. But also, I'm very emotional. So all they had to do was raise their voice,
and you're done.
Yelled at me, like that was completely me. I'm that stereotypical emotional younger sibling, like for sure. So I never got whoopings because they were tired of it by the time it got to me, but also I just didn't need it. Plus, I feel like when you're the youngest, you kind of see the mistakes your older siblings make. So like, you know how a lot of people go through the I'm grown phase. I never fixed my mouth to tell my mama I'm grown ever.
See, that's where I messed up.
I saw my siblings do it. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, nope. Not happening.
I can't relate. I will quickly tell my mom that I'm grown. I know I'm not. I know I'm not really grown for real, but I'm grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm grown.
I get it. Like, because technically we are, but at the same time, like, they could easily be like, oh, well, you're grown, get your own house. Like, get your.
But that's my thing. I feel like I'm grown, like, in my own right. Like, I'm grown where, like, you know, I am trying to navigate an adult life. So, yes, I'm grown. Let me figure it out. Yeah. That's really what I mean when I say I'm grown. I'm not like, I'm grown. I pay my own bills. Mom, I don't need you, Mom. I never claim I ain't need my mama. The ones that claim they don't need their mama, hey.
I'm like, I mean, if you got it.
Good for you, babe. I'm just out here. I'm just a girl, literally.
Just a girl.
I am just a girl. Turn on your stomach whenever you're ready. Is this okay for her to turn on her stomach? Okay. No, but that's real. I agree. But that's good. I mean, I don't think I was if they raised their voice at me, I got emotional type of child, because I think even now I be looking at people that raise their voice and I'm like, you look a mess. Like, you know, I think where it's like the mom is yelling. It's a meme on TikTok or something. It's like, you look a mess.
Yeah.
That is me. Like, I don't take too kind, because what are we yelling for? But I'm very much a let's have a conversation. They've always been able to at least talk to me.
Yeah.
At least talk to me.
Communication is very important.
It takes me a second. Like, I gotta hear it and take it back and then receive it and think about it. But then I'll be good. I'll be good to go. Yeah.
I really don't like when people yell. And I don't know if it's just because like being younger always being emotional, but I kind of like, there's a meme where it's like me when you after you yell at me or trying to talk to me, like your ear has like a brick wall in it. I feel like that's me. Like when people yell at me and then they're still trying to like get their point across, I'm already like, it's just going in one ear out the other because why'd you yell at me?
Yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah. Oh yeah. What are we shouting for? We're just too grown for shouting. I definitely agree. If you had to give a young person that wants to start modeling, and I say young, but I guess we're in that age now where we have to set examples for people, right? Because how old are you?
24.
Oh yeah, we're the same age. So yeah, I guess we're at that age where we're like, yeah, we have to start setting examples for our younger siblings, our younger cousins, and you're all set, by the way. If you had to give somebody some advice to like want to start modeling and getting into that field and that space, what would you say? What are some tips?
Okay, first I would say that being a model is not, I know it's kind of cliche, but it's not for the weak. You have to have strong confidence in yourself because you're going to get told no a lot. You might overhear people talking about certain things about you. I've talked to a few models and they're like, yeah, I overheard the photographer or whoever it is on set talking about like their acne or their weight or certain things like that. So if you're not secure enough in yourself, I wouldn't say modeling's for you. But if you do think that modeling's for you, I would definitely think that getting some strong digitals, find you a good photographer. You can take them yourself too, but of course I was gonna say, right here, but
At Gilded Images.
a little plug there. Like literally, if you find someone that can take some great digitals of you, I think that that'll help you out because it'll give you a strong start. And also, don't be afraid to collab. Like I know collabs don't pay the bills, but I started out collabing. That's all I did was
Heavy
collabing,
on that.
collabing. Like,
Barter services.
literally, like, oh, you're a makeup artist. You need someone to do your makeup. Like,
You need
get my
content,
makeup. And
yeah.
then I'd get like either if Alex, my boyfriend, couldn't do it, someone else would take the pictures. And like collabing is gonna get you there, and it'll give you images for your portfolio, so you're not really starting out from scratch. So I would definitely say get some strong digitals. Talk to other models. Like I've definitely reached out to people like, hey, like, how'd you get this? How'd you get signed with such and such? Like definitely, and feel free to reach out to me too. Like I don't mind when people reach out to me. Like they'll ask me about certain photographers, like, hey, like, have you worked with such and such? And I'm like, if I have, I'm like, yeah. Or I'm like, I've heard such and such about that person. So yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to me. But for sure, definitely just stay secure in yourself. And I feel like when you have a good foundation, like with your family or friends, I feel like that helps you too, because it kind of keeps you. I was gonna helps you keep grounded so your head doesn't explode. But yeah, I think modeling is really fun, especially like when you have the passion for it. Yeah.
All right, any exciting and new things coming up that you can talk about?
Well, I was just talking to them. I'm shooting for Reed's Jewelers on Tuesday in Wilmington.
That's exciting.
And I don't know if I got it yet or not, but I'm fingers crossed. I got asked about something for Coca-Cola next month.
Ooh, praying for you. I hope you get that. That's actually
I
cool.
really hope so too.
That is super
they asked
cool.
me about something for Chick-fil-A this month, but I didn't get it. So
Hey.
that's why I said it's a lot of no's. Like, you may or may not get stuff.
See, but I like that. Just because you hear no, it's not the end of the world. Like, you keep going. You always have to plug yourself into other like projects, because you never know what that one project can really take you far. Just because so-and-so said no last week, so-and-so said yes, and this is the one. So you got to keep going. Never stop, never stop.
Exactly.
Plug yourself in. How can people reach you, find you, all the things?
So all of my social medias are the same. It's at LALP99. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I have a Facebook page too. It's just my name, LILLIAN PARHAM. But I'm most active on TikTok and Instagram. So.
Period. It was so good to have you. Thank you. That's all we got.